Sometimes the hardest decision that we ever have to make is walking away from the people that we love the most, the people that raised us, the people that we grew up with, the people that at one point you could not phantom living your life without, the people that you thought you would never have to distance yourself. One day you realize loving them just isn't enough. You start to realize that the relationship is costing you your peace, your energy, and a lot of times a sense of your own self. You start to lose yourself in the relationship. And the thing that became you once thought was unimaginable is now your reality. Because now you have to look at how to live your life without these people. In today's episode, we're talking no contact, what it really looks like. And not just going no contact with strangers or old friends or classmates. We're talking about going no contact with family, parents, siblings, people that you just never thought you would have to even be having this conversation or this thought about. We're going to unpack what it looks like, what it is, what it means, how to heal from it, how to heal through it, and when is the right time, if ever, to go no contact. So if you've been finding yourself going back and forth, having these thoughts, feeling like you've been a little dramatic, feeling guilty for even having a thought of maybe it's time to distance yourself from this relationship, you stick around. This episode is for you. Let's talk about it. Hey y'all, welcome to the Keys to Healing. I'm Kiki. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Let's hop right into this topic of going no contact. I can't wait to talk about it. So let's get started. So, going no contact. All right. I got my notes here to keep me on track because y'all know I can talk. Okay. I get sidetracked and I'm trying to stay on point, I'm trying to respect your time. Okay. So, going no contact. What does that mean? Because a lot of people feel that going no contact tends to mean that you're mad at the person or you're doing it as a punishment to the person. And I really feel like going no contact gets a bad rep. You it does not always have to do with you being mad at anybody. That's really not even the issue. We're beyond being upset or mad or being petty from going no contact. 9 times out of 10, when most people go no contact, they're going no contact because this relationship has been broken for a long time. It's no different from breaking up with a boyfriend that you knew the relationship was over with 2 years ago. It's no different from leaving a job that's been draining you and you've been hating for the past year. It's no different from us walking away from other things that do not serve us. It just seems to be taboo when it comes to people in your inner circle, because people feel like they're just irreplaceable. Certain people are exempt from it, and nobody's exempt from this, right? So going no contact doesn't mean that you hate someone or that you wish any bad on them. It just means that you are starting to put yourself first and you're starting to choose you. It's not a punishment. This is you trying to find your peace. And for whatever reason, you being in contact with this person can't give you that or is taking that away from you, right? So that's usually the reason why people go no contact. And just because you're somebody's parent, that does not give you the right to say, well, you can't go no contact from me. Yes, they can. You can go no contact from your kid if your kid is just that toxic and that bad. There is not a relationship on this planet, on this earth, in this world, where you can't go no contact with them. Nobody is exempt from it. Every and anybody can be included in this, because at the same time we always have to remember that we are teaching each other how to treat each other. We're teaching the next person how to treat you, whether that's your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your siblings, your aunt, your granny. We are all teaching each other how to treat each other. So nobody is exempt from that. All right. So we have to start understanding that going no contact is not a punishment. It's a protection. You're protecting your peace. You're protecting your sanity. You're protecting yourself from whatever chaos, or we'll keep it a chaos, whatever chaos that's going on in this dynamic of this relationship. You realize that someone um you start to realize that you can love someone, but just because you love them does not mean that you can always be around them or be with them or continue a actual relationship with them to where y'all are speaking all the time or where they're involved in the intricate details of your life. You could still love a person, and this is when I feel like the saying love a person from a distance comes into play. You can love them from a distance. Just because you distance yourself or you go no contact does not mean that you do not love that person. And I need us to stop that narrative. I need people who are on the other side of somebody who may be going no contact with them to realize they did not go no contact with you because they didn't love you. They went no contact with you because something in this relationship was broken and it wasn't being repaired, and in the event it was starting to break them, so they now have to make a choice. And when any of us is given that choice, it's never a wrong thing to choose yourself over choosing having somebody else break you, right? So it is for protection from whatever reason, from whatever person, from whoever, right? For whatever, from whoever. Different ways that people can go no contact is, and because here's the thing too, we don't always want to think that going no contact is the same. Going no contact is not always I'm never speaking to you again. And going no contact is not always permanent. Sometimes y'all just need time to heal. Sometimes distance helps build growth. Sometimes distance does not mean permanent. Sometimes it's just right now, this is not working, and we both need to take a step back, and we both need to go reevaluate. We both need to figure out how we're hurting each other, why this relationship isn't working, what is going on, where's the breakdown. And sometimes we just can't do that together, right? Like sometimes you can try to talk it out as much as you want with the person, try to get the person to see where you coming from as much as you want. That does not mean that they will. Okay, so we need to understand the different types of going no contact. Some people, yes, it's cut off. It's I'm not talking to you. Don't call me, don't text me. I don't follow you on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Like we are literally no contact, right? Like you almost don't exist in my world. And I have been privy to having to go to no contact with a lot of my family, majority of my family. I probably only have a handful of my family that I still communicate with. And even with them, it's from a distance, right? Like it's just my family, it's a lot of trauma involved. It's a lot of chaos involved. And I'm trying to do something different with my family and my kids and my husband. And I can't do that constantly being put in the same cycle because this is all my family. No. I've had to go no contact with my mom, my dad. I briefly went no contact with my sister for a little while. That's just, again, and all of those look different. But my mom is absolutely no contact. I have not spoken to her in 5 years. My youngest son is 5. So right around the time I had him is when I decided to go no contact. Um, so I have not had any contact with her at all whatsoever in 5 years. My dad, I recently had to go no contact with maybe about 2 years ago. And my no contact with him is a little bit different from her. I still like communicate with him every few months. He might send me a text message. I might not respond to it. I might, send an emoji just to let him know, hey, I did see it. But, it's a boundary I'm putting in place there. If it's something important, like a family emergency or something like that, we will speak. But other than that, we really don't have anything to talk about. But me and my sister, that's something we have to repair, and that's something that we're still going through. We're still going through the ebbs and flows. Do I talk to her as much as I would like? No. Is it better than what it was? Yeah, because we went a whole year and really didn't say 2 words to each other, and that was a bit saddening. And that's probably another topic for another day. But because when you have toxic parent involved, the siblings, when you have kids, that follows. But that's another topic for another day. But now we are on speaking terms. We text each other, we'll joke, we follow each other, we never stop following each other on social media. So it's just not like I said, it looks different. I have not gone no contact with, like, the no contact has stopped with her, but it's still at a distance, right? And I think we're both trying to figure out how to navigate the relationship in a healthy way. So that goes to say, and I'm telling y'all my business just to say, it looks different. It looks different, and every situation will be different. And just because it's with you, you can have different situations going on with different people. That does not mean you're picking favorites. That does not mean you're wrong in any of those situations. That does not mean that you're a cold-hearted person. That just means that you are evaluating your situation. You're aware of how you're feeling in the surroundings with these people, and you are going accordingly, right? And that is nothing wrong with that, and you should navigate it like that. No contact does not always mean that you're just not communicating at all. You just might be literally loving them from a distance. And sometimes it does. And sometimes, again, it does not always mean permanent. This might be temporary. I can't never tell y'all I never talk to my father again. I can't never tell y'all, oh, it's just never a chance. I could tell you for a fact with me and my mother relationship, that has been on long going since I was a child. So do I desire the relationship anymore? No, that's probably more permanent than any of them. And that is okay, because that's a totally different relationship, right? So those are different ways that going no contact can look, right? Um, and I need us to understand that when you do create this distance and you do decide to go no contact, that is no more different than you just creating a boundary. You're creating a safe space for yourself between you and the chaos that that person provides for you. You want off the roller coaster, and now you're taking your part in what you play in the chaos, and you're saying, you know what, I want off, I'm gonna get off. And whether you don't have a choice whether to let me off, I'm gonna get off on my own, and I'm not gonna get back on it, right? That is what you're doing. You're taking the accountability and your power back in that situation. You're taking control over yourself, your life, and your environment, because your environment matters. And also we need to realize that just because you're related to somebody does not, again, mean that you are automatically not included and you can't go no contact with me. Well, that's still your family. That's not, just because you're related to them does not give you permission to hurt them. Just because you're related to them does not give them permission to treat you any kind of way. It doesn't give them permission to keep hurting you. Sharing somebody's last name and sharing somebody's same blood DNA does not give them permission to hurt you. And then you do not have to accept that this is what it's going to be. That's not reality. That's not okay. And I don't want anybody to normalize that, because everybody deserves peace. That's the bottom line, period. Right? So we kind of dispel some of that. So I kind of want to go into why people choose to go no contact. Because we kind of, like, again, a lot of going no contact is so taboo for everybody. And I don't know why. It's like, ooh, oh my God, like, how could you not talk to your mother? How could you not? Like, because my mother was not respecting me, right? Like, it's a respect thing. It's a boundary thing. It's reasons why people decide to go no contact. It's reasons why people choose to go no contact. And a lot of the reasons are, like I said, it's underlying issues. It's situations that was already going on. It's this relationship was already broken, right? And you may have been trying to fix it because you don't want to give up on the person. But if the other party, the other person in this does not care to fix it, it's not going to get fixed. You could try as hard as you want, and it's not your obligation to fix them. We need to start taking our obligations back and understanding what our obligations really are. And your obligation is not to fix somebody else. It's to fix you. And you can't fix you and them at the same time. You have to pick one. And if you refuse to pick one, your life is going to be a result of that. So some people choose to go no contact simply because peace is not existent. when you with those people, or when you with that person. Me and my mother triggered each other all the time. It did not matter. Nothing had to happen for us to get into it. Literally, the last straw for me was because nothing happened, and she called me wilding. That was my last straw, because nothing has to happen. Sometimes with these people, you just can't have peace. Every time you with them, you feel like you're walking on eggshells. Every time you with them, you feel anxious. You feel nervous. You feel like you're just praying to get out of this without getting into an argument. That may be a sign of time ago. That's usually when people decide to go, because it's only so long that you can live like that, right? Um, you may feel emotional abuse, manipulation, people guilt tripping you. Again, that whole, oh, we family, blood is thicker than water. Oh, that's still your mama. Oh, that's still your daddy, though. You can't treat them like that. Yes, you can, because they should. It's a mutual. They shouldn't treat you like that. They should respect you more. It's a two-way street. No matter how you try to slice this cake, baby, it's I need a piece, you need a piece. That's how it's gonna be equal. But if you slice this cake and you eat it in front of me and don't offer me none, you can't be upset that I'm mad. When it was enough for us to share, I'm upset. It's a two-way street. That whole blood is thicker than water. Finish the statement, first of all. Don't make me tell y'all. And then, like, that's your mama, that's your daddy. Like, oh, well, you know they still love you anyways. You know they still gonna be there. Okay, well, show me love. Show me that you care. Show me these things, because if I never get them, how am I supposed to know? Care and love is an action. So we have to start remembering that too. Um, and the guilt tripping and the manipulations to make you feel like you're being dramatic, you're doing too much, you're betraying your family by choosing your peace. Manipulation. That's emotional abuse. Let's stop that. Boundaries are constantly being dismissed. Your boundaries are constantly being disregarded. You try to put boundaries in place, and these people keep stepping over, habitual line steppers. They keep stepping over those boundaries, like their suggestions, like, oh, I would like you to be kind to me. Oh, I would like you to treat me like this. Oh, I would like you to like, it's not a suggestion. I'm telling you how to treat me, and it's non-negotiable. Again, your boundaries are non-negotiable. Don't let nobody treat your boundaries like it's an option. It's not an option. I didn't ask you if you wanted burger or fries. I told you we eating burgers. This is how you have to treat me. It's non-negotiable. And if they're going to treat it non-negotiable, usually that's when people will be like, okay, people go no contact for those reasons. Boundaries. Boundaries is a big reason, because now, if you're, especially if you're on a healing journey and you understand the importance of boundaries, and you start trying to put these things in place with especially the people in your life, and you see that they're purposely disregarding your boundaries, you, again, in the last episode, and you can check it out, we talked about boundaries. You have to have a consequence for those boundaries, and sometimes that consequence is going no contact. And then lack of accountability, because again, when you're on a healing journey, you have to learn how to take accountability for your actions and your role that you play in in your life problems, in your own chaos, because we all play a role. But here's the kicker: you can only take accountability so far when you're in it with another person, because again, it goes two ways. A relationship takes two people. It takes two. So if you're taking accountability on your behalf and saying, you know what, I have allowed this in the past, I have done some things that I'm not proud of, I have said some things that maybe wasn't the nicest, I'm trying to fix that, and this person is like gaslighting you, like the real definition, not the internet definition of gaslight, like for real, like they making you sound like you're tripping and you just a bad person, and they just have not did anything wrong to you ever, and you never had a reason to be acting like, that's lack of accountability. And that's a for sure way to get people's, that's a good cause to go no context. And I think we just need to realize that sometimes you can only love a person so far and so much before you have to take a step back and reassess the entire situation. And sometimes, like I said earlier, you can't heal together. So sometimes you need to put a little bit of distance. Sometimes you need to put a little bit of space because you can't heal in chaos. Sometimes love has to take a step back so healing can move forward. That's like the reality of it. It's never about I don't love you or I don't care about you. It's always about this is just hurting me and I can't be the best person I can be staying in something that's constantly hurting me. That's really what it is, and we have to stop making it so personal because we don't like it, because we all have that I'm irreplaceable, how dare you think that you can distance yourself from me, because people have the right. Everybody deserves peace, everybody deserves love, and they shouldn't have to fight or feel like they have to jump through hoops to earn it, to deserve it. You deserve it because you're human. All right, so we're gonna jump into when it's time. When do you feel like it's the time? We talked about why you may go no contact. So whether you're on the receiving end of you the person that somebody went no contact with, or you thinking about going no contact with somebody and you like, I'm feeling it, like I'm having some of those situations. Those are definitely reasons. And those are usually the main reasons people decide to go no contact when they tell you they no contact stories. It usually has something to do with one of those things that I named. So, when is it time to finally cut the cord? When is it time to put your foot down and say, you know what? I've tried, it's not working, it's time to go. It's really time for me to let go. It's usually time when when you start feeling drained, anxious, nervous, walking on eggshells, you start to lose yourself, you start to feel like you don't have any peace around this person, they're disrupting your environment, they are messing with your sense of reality, like they're making you feel like you're always the problem when it's in fact you only have a problem when it's with them. Like, it's time to go. I'm gonna hold your hand, friend, when we say this. It's time to go. Okay, it is time to go. Um, when you've been setting boundaries and they keep overstepping those boundaries, they keep dismissing and disregarding your boundaries and your feelings. It's time to put that consequence for that boundary in. And that consequence is usually no contact. That's just the reality of it. It's just the reality of it. Um, because cut this part out. You can't heal being a part of the same cycle that's hurting you. You have to at some point get off that roller coaster. Get off the ride. You don't even like the ride. Why are you still on it trying to please the next person? Trying to be their support system on this ride. Some people like chaos. We need to understand that. Some people that's just all of who they are. That's all they ever gonna be. They like chaos, they like drama, they thrive for it. Right? If it ain't gonna be you, it's gonna be somebody else they into it with. You have to make the decision to get off that roller coaster ride. Um and your top reason should be that like your own peace. Your own peace of mind. Like peace should not be foreign to you. You should not be feeling peace and being like, what is that? Peace should be something that you lead with. Like you are in search of. Like, you make sure anywhere you go, you're going to have peace, because life is stressful enough. It is no point and no sense of us making life harder by putting ourselves purposely in situations that are more stressful than they have to be. That is not going to allow us to be peace in our control. No, that doesn't make sense. So your number one reason should, like, your peace. Your peace should be your number one reason why you say, you know what, I'm out of here. This is really disturbing my peace and I can't do this. Because, and again, it goes back to self-awareness. You have to be able to ask yourself, am I really honoring myself by staying in something that's breaking me? Are you honoring yourself? Are you caring about yourself? Are you practicing self-love? Are you loving on you? How can you expect somebody else to love, appreciate, and respect you if you don't love, appreciate, and respect yourself enough to protect yourself? You can't expect that from somebody else. You can't expect your boyfriend to give you that, or your husband to give you that, or even your family to give you that if you're not requiring it. You're not making it a requirement. You're making it a suggestion, and that's why they treat you like that. You have to make it a requirement. Are you really loving yourself if you're going to allow yourself to stay in something that's literally breaking you? All right. Protect your peace. Protect your peace. Peace is not selfish. It makes you self-aware. Peace makes you self-aware, because when you realize, you're able to realize that you don't have peace, now you got to figure out why. What's the problem? What's going on? You have to assess the situation, the people, the characteristics, the traits, what you want out of it. Is it them or is it you? Is it both of y'all? Like, have you played, what parts have you played in it? Like, and not just like, oh, I allowed it. No, what have you played in it? Have you entertained the cussing back and forth, the phone calls back and forth, running around telling the family, calling everybody, like, y'all into it? Everybody got to know. Instagram watching, Facebook watching, we all watching y'all tear each other down, and then y'all friends next week. Like, how did you also participate in this chaos? That you trying to gain that peace is going to make you self-aware and saying, you know what, they might have set me off, but I participated, and now I want to get off. That finding that peace and being able to come to that moment takes self-awareness. So peace is not selfish. It's self-awareness. Okay. All right. And let's get into the emotional side of this. Because I feel like people just have a very shrewd sense of people have a very shrewd sense of what people go through when you go no contact. It's almost as if you are like this person who just, this cold-hearted person who has no feelings and thoughts about nothing. Nobody talks about the grief that you go through when you go no contact with somebody. It's no different than experiencing a death, because technically you are. You're experiencing the death from the person that you were hoping they would turn into one day. You're mourning the death of the relationship that you wanted and you never got. You're mourning the fact that your reality is now the person that you thought would be in your life forever, was supposed to be in your life forever. It's not. And I personally, because I can only speak to what I know and what I've experienced, I almost feel like that's a worser grief, because it's not that the person is no longer with us. They're here. They're touchable. You can reach out, but you can't, because they won't get it together. And you have to make a choice to literally choose you. I think that's a way worse grief, because I've lived it. I've experienced it, and I still go through that. You go through a grief process. You miss the person. You miss the memories. You miss the good times that you had, because we're not gonna sit here and act like the whole relationship was just horrible and it was just, it was unsufferable. That's not what it was. Y'all had good times. Y'all had laughs. Y'all shared secrets. Y'all shared intimate moments with each other. Y'all are entangled in each other's lives, right? Whether it's your family, your friends, your parents, your siblings, you've shared life with these people, right? Especially if they're your parents, especially if they're your siblings, especially if they're like your best friend that you've known since you were 3, right? Like, you're going to miss those good times where y'all would just laugh and laugh and laugh. It's going to be moments that you miss a certain personality trait about them. It might be something that reminds you of them, whether it's a song or a movie, or somebody may have said something that sounds like something they would say. All the same symptoms that you go through with a person that has passed away, it's the same things that you go through while those people are still here. You still go through that grief. You still miss them. You still want to pick up the phone and sometimes call them. You still wish you could see them sometimes. None of that goes away because you're just human. We're all just human, and there's nothing wrong with that. Right? And I really wish people start to humanize that aspect of grief. That it doesn't make you cold-hearted. It doesn't make you a bad person. And people, it's harder to go no contact. So the perception that people have that going no contact makes you some type of hardcore evil person is insane to me. Because if you understood really the things that you give up and the mental turmoil you have to go through to really go no contact and really choose yourself and your peace and just your peace of mind, I think people, until you go through it, you just will not understand. So give people grace when you hear that they've gone no contact with somebody. I don't care who it is. They gone no contact with their mother, their father, their siblings, their grandmother. I don't care who it is. Give people a little bit more grace, because they had to make a very hard decision and it was not taken lightly. Okay. I just want people to understand that grief does hit different. It does when it's your siblings and it's your parents and it's just people that you feel like was supposed to protect you, but what they really did was help break you. It just hits different. And so I just, yeah, the grief hits different when it's people that was supposed to protect you and not break you. So grief is one thing you feel. Guilt is another thing you feel, and that's why I say give people grace. You feel guilt because, again, that's still your family. That's still your mama. Girl, y'all been friends for forever. I know that. I already feel that grief, that guilt. However, that's not enough to make you stay in something that just was not healthy for you. Right? And that guilt can make you question if you are making the right decision. Am I betraying my family? Am I doing the right thing? Is it that serious? It will make you stop and question, and it will make you go back a couple times, try it on and off before. Because me going no contact with my mom, this is not the first time I've gone no contact with her. I've gone no contact with her a few times over the years. Probably over the past decade and a half, probably now it's been. And like I said, it's not always permanent. Sometimes you start, you see if the person can change, or see if you can make it work. Things happen, like I had a baby, and my first son, I was like, I want my mom there. I need to figure out how to fix it. And I tried so hard, bent over backwards, it still didn't get anywhere. Had to end up going no contact again. When no contact, I was getting married. You want your mom there, like, hey, you try to make it work. Still nothing. It's only so much trying to and bending over backwards and kissing butt that you can do before, again, you just have to choose you. And that guilt of, like, always, like, That's a mom. That's your family. Like it's not like you don't want to have these experiences with people, but if the people don't want to have experiences with you, then what are you supposed to do? It's okay to feel the guilt. Feel it. It's okay. But it's not enough for you to go back. Not if they're not willing to fix their stuff, is what I'm saying. Um Here's the truth. You can still love somebody and not be safe with them. You can still forgive somebody and not give them access to you. You can still miss the person and still know that you can't go back. That's what I'm saying. The grief, the guilt, it's fine. It's okay if you have it. But you can know all of these things and know that you're still making the right decision. Because you could do that and still know that you're making the right decision. Love fixes People feel like love fixes everything. Like love can conquer all if you could just love them enough. And I used to think that about my mom. Like if I could just love her enough, eventually she'll love me back. Love just sometimes is not enough. And there is no love without accountability. You have to be able to get off a toxic cycle. When you believe that love can conquer all and you can love them through it, and love without accountability just puts you in a toxic cycle that ends up being, that feels sometimes like care, but it's really just a whole lot of chaos because there's a lot of guilt tripping. It's a lot of giving you enough love and enough attention and enough affection to keep you there, but then taking it back. So it's a constant back and forth. It's not healthy, no matter how we want to look at it. And we have to understand that peace is more important. We have to start valuing our own peace. We have to start valuing peace because the thing is about it is, at first peace can feel wrong. Peace can feel like torture if you are not used to it. And that doesn't mean that you're wrong. It just means that your nervous system is trying to learn how to reprogram itself to understand what peace really is. You're reprogramming your nervous system to understand that that chaos that you were in was not peace. It was not normal. You got to reprogram yourself into doing that. You have to reprogram your mind, your body, your spirit, and your soul. And that's why I tell you, you can't heal in chaos. You can't love someone so much to where you're willing to put yourself at risk to save them or to just not step on their toes and make hurt their feelings. You have to make a choice to choose your peace, because that might be choosing to keep your not lose your mind, right? um and so that's so if you find yourself so if you're at a place where you feel like you're replaying the relationship, you're going back and forth like, should I do this? Or if you did do it, did I make the right decision? Listen to me, please. You did not walk away because you did not care or you did not love them. You walked away because you finally started to care about yourself. You finally started to love yourself. And that's not wrong. That's not cold-hearted. That's courage. Because it takes a strong individual to walk away from something they truly love, because it is not healthy and it's not making them better, but it's making them worse. Okay. So just hear me now. Catch what I'm putting down. All right. So we're going to talk about how to heal after you go no contact, or while you're going through the process of going no contact, because that is a process, right? It doesn't just happen out of the clear blue sky. So if you are somebody who is going through it, or you're in your after phase of it, the truth is, after you go no contact, it's a process, like I said, of just reprogramming yourself. It's reprogramming your nervous system. It's reprogramming your mind. It's reprogramming your thoughts, your body, to what peace actually is. Because for so long, you felt like walking on eggshells was normal. You felt like chaos was peace. You felt like you had to earn love. You had to earn peace. You had to show that you were deserving of it. And that's a lie. You don't have to show that you're deserving to be loved. Again, you deserve to be loved because you're human. I don't understand. And then you're reteaching yourself that peace isn't earned. It's chosen. You choose peace. You don't earn peace. That's something that you have to pick every day. You gotta wake up every day and choose to be peaceful, or you could choose to be toxic. You have to choose that. You have to understand. You will miss them. You will have your moments that you want to talk to them. You will have your moments that you might cry about it. You might have your moments that just feel chaotic, right? And that's okay. Because we have to understand, when you're breaking a cycle, when you're choosing peace and you're choosing to get off the roller coaster ride, you're choosing to break something that has been a generational cycle, and you're choosing to break that cycle. You're choosing to communicate better. You're choosing to show what peace looks like. You're choosing to choose better for yourself and know that you deserve these things. So that is okay. It isn't about feeling. It isn't about not feeling. It's not about avoiding your feelings. Healing is about understanding your feelings, understanding where they're coming from, and allowing yourself to feel it, but not letting yourself go back to open that wound back up again just because it hurts, because you miss it. Healing isn't opening up old wounds. It's understanding that those wounds still sting a little bit, and you're gonna nurture them just like you would if you fell and hurt your knee, or if you cut your arm or your finger. You're going to tend to it. You're going to be gentle with yourself, and you're going to give yourself the things that you need to be able to go ahead and heal up that wound. But you're not going to recut yourself open because it stings a little bit. That's not what healing is. It's not about avoiding your feelings. It's about learning how to feel it and not reopening that wound. Another thing you could do is to start to journal. Feel the situation, but don't just journal just your feelings. Journal everything. Journal how the person made you feel. Journal how bad you feel about how the situation turned out. Journal everything you wish you could say to that person, but you can't say it because you're not talking to them. Put that in the journal. You can't get it out. Put it in your journal. Who gonna check you? It's your journal. Put it in there. Journal every step of this way. Every emotion, every frustration, every cry, every feeling, every upset moment that you think about, how this affected you, what this did to you, journal it. Put it on paper. You need to release it, because that's what journaling is going to allow you to do. Release it, work through it, learn something about yourself, so that as you go into your next relationships, you do better. And that takes me to my next point. Go build your family. Go build your chosen support system, your chosen family. Go build the community that you wish you could have had from these people that were that you feel like were supposed to give you that but didn't, and you couldn't get it from them. Just because you couldn't get it from them does not mean that you're not worthy, deserving, and that does not mean that you cannot have it. That just means that you have to go out and build it. You got to go out and find the people that's going to root for you, that's going to love you correctly, that's going to correct you in love, that is going to hold you accountable, but it's also going to be there when you fall. You need to go out and find the people who are going to be what you need them to be to you, and create a healthy environment for yourself. Stop making your end all be all be because with the people who you're blood related to. No, no. Mm-mm. That's not. Mm-mm. Go build it. Go build it. And with that, y'all, I think that's it. I just want you to understand that you deserve the peace, and remind yourself that you did not go no contact because because you hate the people. You didn't go no contact because you're upset. You went no contact because you decided to choose your peace. And that is not wrong. You deserve that much. Right? And I think that's it, y'all. That really wraps it up. But if you take nothing else from this episode, I need you to take the fact that you are not a bad person. You are not a bad person for choosing distance. You're not a cold-hearted, you're not ungrateful, you're not bitter, you're not heartless, you're aware. You're aware that you were in a situation that was not serving you. And awareness breaks generational curses. It breaks the cycle. Peace isn't something that you should have to beg for. Love is not something that you should have to bend over backwards to chase down, to to feel like you deserve it or you should earn it. We have to understand that finding your peace is not punishing somebody else. It's protecting yourself from continuing to be hurt from the things that are not serving you. And sometimes the most loving thing that we could really do for the people that we love is have them experience losing access to you. Let them feel what it feels like to not have you. Because sometimes some people just won't see it until you're not there no more. Some people will not respect you. Some people will not understand the joy and the light that you bring into their life until they no longer have it. And sometimes that's what it takes for them to learn the lesson. All right, y'all, that's it. That's all I got. So thank you for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. If you made it this far, please, if you could like this video, share it with a friend that you might know who is going through this. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. What are we doing? And drop in the comments, have you ever went no contact? Are you thinking about going no contact? And how has this process been for you? Okay. And with that, y'all, I'm Kiki. Remember that you are the key to unlocking your dreams. In the meantime and in between time, hunt life, live dreams. Bye, y'all.